Get ready to take charge, interact, and practice strategies that will refine your decision-making skills at work. Let's make those choices count. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into the art of making smart decisions in our modern workplaces. Imagine transforming everyday choices into powerful opportunities. Sounds exciting, right? We'll explore the secrets of effective decision making, uncover common pitfalls, and introduce you to a structured framework designed to tackle real life challenges. Let's start with an easy activity. I want you to write down one challenge that you always face in your current role. Your challenge may fall under the common problems in decision making. Decision making is often more complex than it appears. Common problems in decision making within a digital workplace come from both human cognitive limitations and the complexities introduced by digital transformation and technology use. These challenges can lead to delays, poor choices, or missed opportunities. Key problems in decision making in digital workplaces: information overload and complexity. The abundance of data and advanced analytics tools, including AI or artificial intelligence, can overwhelm decision makers. While these technologies provide valuable insights, the rapid pace of tech evolution and the volume of information can cause confusion and slow down decisions. This often leads to operational chaos and fragmented ways of working as employees struggle to integrate multiple tools and data sources effectively. Or it may be cognitive biases and heuristics. Decision makers rely on mental shortcuts, heuristics, and intuitive thinking, which can lead to biases such as selective perception, confirmation bias, and risk aversion. These biases cause individuals to focus on information that confirms existing beliefs or avoid risk unnecessarily, resulting in suboptimal decisions. Another is over-reliance on digital decision aids. Computerized decision aids help manage complex information, but can reinforce existing biases if decision makers selectively use the data that supports their views. Overdependence on these tools may reduce managers' ability to make decisions independently or adapt to novel circumstances that require human intuition. Lack of clarity and conflicting priorities, unclear goals, incomplete information, and juggling multiple priorities create confusion and hesitation in decision making. This can delay actions or lead to decisions that are not aligned with strategic objectives. Resistance to change and cultural challenges. Digital workplace transformations often face pushback from employees accustomed to legacy systems. Resistance to adopting new technologies or processes can hinder effective decision making and slow down organizational agility. Security and privacy concerns. Ensuring data security and privacy in a digital environment complicates decision making, as leaders must balance innovation with compliance and risk management. Time constraints and decision fatigue. The pressures to make quick decisions with limited time can cause errors and reduce decision quality. Decision fatigue from constant decision making further impairs judgment and focus. In summary, decision making in digital workplaces is challenged by a combination of human cognitive limits, technological complexity, cultural resistance, and organizational factors. While digital tools and artificial intelligence or AI offer significant support, they can also introduce risks such as bias reinforcement, dependency, and operational inefficiencies. Successful decision making requires balancing technology use with clear goals, managing cognitive biases, fostering a supportive culture, and maintaining agility and accountability. That is why we have our course objectives, what you will learn today. The key objectives are: understand common decision-making issues faced in the digital era workplaces, learn a structured framework, apply the framework in workplace scenarios, and develop strategies to overcome decision challenges. And let's go to the agenda. To achieve the objective, we'll have a packed agenda. Let's have a look on the screen. As you embark on decision making in the digital era, strengthening your skills, please make sure not to skip the training video. It contains crucial insights into modern decision making tools, the latest digital trends, and real world case studies that bridge theory with practice. This video will build a solid foundation for applying structured decision frameworks and avoid common pitfalls, ultimately empowering you to navigate the complexities of today's digital landscape effectively. Your full engagement with this content is essential for maximizing your growth and success in this course. Quality decisions are the backbone of any successful organization, influencing everything from productivity to team morale and overall outcomes. When decisions are made thoughtfully, they foster a motivated and engaged workforce, which in turn drives higher efficiency and better results. Conversely, poor decisions can lead to missed deadlines, increased cost, and a decline in team spirit, creating a ripple effect that hampers progress and damages organizational success. On the other hand, consider a project delay scenario. A single slip in decision making can push back deadlines, inflate budgets, and frustrate team members, ultimately undermining trust and momentum. This example highlights how the cost of poor decisions extends beyond immediate financial impact to affect employee motivation and collaboration. I'm excited to introduce our 6-step framework, a structured approach designed to enhance decision making and drive continuous improvement within our digital workplace. This framework consists of 6 key steps: define, gather, evaluate, choose, implement, and review. You can see them represented visually here. Define is for clearly identify the issue or decision that needs to be made. Gather, collect relevant information from various sources to inform your decision. Evaluate, analyze the information and weigh the pros and cons of each possible solution. Choose, select the best alternative based on your evaluation. Implement, put the chosen solution into action. Review, assess the outcome of your decision and identify areas for improvement. Utilizing a structured approach like this ensures consistency in our decision-making processes. It allows us to learn from each experience, refine our strategies, and achieve better outcomes over time. When applied effectively at both organizational and individual levels, the 6 stages can significantly enhance decision-making. In the following slides, we will go deeper into each step in detail, providing real-life workplace examples to illustrate how you can apply this framework in your day-to-day activities. Step 1. Define the decision. We are focusing on the very first and most important step in effective decision-making, defining the decision. Why start here? Because a clear understanding of the problem sets the foundation for everything that follows. Without it, we risk solving the wrong issue or missing our goals entirely. So what does it mean to define the decision? Simply put, it means clarifying the problem, including our goals and the outcomes we want to achieve. For example, if your project is delayed, instead of a vague concern, define it precisely. How do we address our project delay? This sharp focus helps guide your thinking and actions. Similarly, if you are facing staff tardiness or missed sales targets, frame the problem clearly. Ask yourself, what exactly is the issue and what outcome do we want? Now, here's a quick activity for you. Think about a decision you are currently facing. Take a moment and write a concise statement that defines your issue clearly. Remember, a well-defined decision is the first step toward effective solutions. Get this right, and you are already halfway there. Step 2. Gather information. Collecting accurate and relevant data is crucial to making informed decisions and keeping your project on track. To do this effectively, gather information from both internal and external sources. Internal sources include team feedback and project reports, while external sources might be supplier updates or market conditions. For example, if your project is delayed, start by collecting timeline data to understand when tasks were supposed to be completed. Then, gather feedback from your team to identify any internal challenges. Don't forget to check for external constraints, such as supplier delays or regulatory issues, which could also impact your schedule. You can use various methods to collect the data: review existing reports, conduct surveys, hold team meetings, or use digital tools that automatically capture project information. The key is to ensure the data is accurate, relevant, and timely, so your decisions are based on solid evidence. To help you get started, I show you an example of a checklist template designed to guide you through gathering the right information. As you use it, think about which sources will be most helpful in your own project context. Remember, good data gathering sets the foundation for smart decisions, risk management, and efficient resource use, essential for project success. Next, let's have a look on the sample that we discussed earlier. Step 3. Evaluate alternatives. When faced with a challenge or decision, the next crucial step is to evaluate possible solutions or alternatives. Start by listing all potential actions you could take. To organize this, tools like SWOT analysis, which looks at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, can be very helpful. You can also use pros and cons lists or decision matrices to weigh your options clearly. The key here is to carefully consider the benefits, risks, and feasibility of each alternative before deciding. For example, if a project is delayed, you might consider reallocating resources, adjusting deadlines, or hiring temporary support. Each option has its own trade-offs, so you need to analyze which best fits your situation. In the case of staff lateness, alternatives could include introducing flexible work hours, enforcing stricter attendance policies, or offering incentives for punctuality. For meeting sales targets, you might explore additional training for your team, revising pricing strategies, or enhancing marketing efforts. By systematically evaluating these alternatives, you can make the informed decisions that balance benefits and risks, helping you to effectively address challenges and move forward successfully. Now, you can start by listing at least 3 alternatives. Now, let's look at some example for step 3, evaluate alternatives. Tools for evaluating alternatives. SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis evaluates alternatives by examining 4 key factors: strengths, which is internal positive attributes or resources; weaknesses, internal limitations or areas for improvement; opportunities, external chances to improve or grow; threats, external risk or challenges. This helps identify strategic fits by matching strengths with opportunities or addressing weaknesses and threats. A sample is on the screen. Step 3. Evaluate alternatives. Tools for evaluating alternative. Decision matrix. A decision matrix helps compare multiple alternatives against a set of weighted criteria. Each alternative is scored on each criterion, and scores are multiplied by weights to calculate totals. A sample is on the screen for you to have a view. Step 4. Choose the best option. When faced with multiple alternatives, it is essential to compare them using clear criteria like feasibility, cost, and potential impact. One effective way to do this is through decision matrices and weighted scoring models. A weighted scoring model assigns a weight to each criterion based on its importance. Then, each option is scored against these criteria. Multiplying scores by weights and summing them gives a total score for each option, allowing an objective comparison. For instance, imagine a sales team deciding between marketing strategies. They might evaluate options like a broad campaign, targeted marketing, or staff training. Using criteria such as cost and expected impact, the combined targeted marketing and tailored training option might score highest, making it the best choice. Now, let's engage which criteria you value most when selecting options in your own work. Is cost more important, or is impact to your priority? This approach ensures decisions are transparent, data-driven, and aligned with your goals, reducing guesswork and enhancing confidence in your choice. Step 4. Choose the best options. Sales Scenario Decision Matrix. Suppose a company evaluates 3 marketing strategies based on cost, feasibility, and expected impact. The weights reflect the importance of each criterion. Based on this, let's look at a sample on your screen. Step 5. Implement the decision. Implementing your decision effectively requires developing a clear, actionable plan. This means defining specific tasks, assigning clear roles and responsibilities, and setting realistic timelines. Without this structure, even the best decisions can falter during execution. Effective communication is key throughout the implementation process. Everyone involved must understand their role and the deadlines they need to meet. Equally important is monitoring progress regularly to ensure the plan stays on track and to make adjustments if necessary. For instance, consider the issue of staff tardiness. If the decision is to implement a flexible start time system, the action plan should include clear steps such as rolling out a policy, conducting training sessions for managers, and setting a timeline for when the new system begins. Each step needs an owner responsible for its completion and a deadline to keep things moving forward. Now, to help you out this in practice, here is a sample action plan template on screen. It breaks down your goals into specific tasks, assigns responsibilities, and sets timelines. Take a moment to outline one implementation step for the decision you defined earlier. Think about what task needs to be done, who will do it, and by when. Remember, a well-structured action plan transforms your decisions from an idea into reality by providing clarity, accountability, and a roadmap for success. Step 5. Implement the decision. For staff tardiness, implementing a flexible start time system requires clear policy rollout steps, training sessions for managers, and timeline for implementation. Here's a sample for you to view on the screen. Step 6. Review and reflect. Now that we have implemented our decision, it's time for Step 6. Review and reflect. This step is crucial to ensure our actions are working as planned. After putting a decision into action, we need to monitor the outcomes carefully and gather feedback. Why? Because reflection helps us spot any early issues before they become bigger problems. It also provides valuable lessons that improve our future decision making. For instance, if your project is delayed, you might schedule regular review meetings. During these meetings, you will use performance matrices like progress against deadlines or resource usage to check if the corrective steps you took are actually helping. Now take a moment to think about your own decisions. Write down how you could set up a review process. Consider what metrics would you track? How would you gather feedback? Who will be involved in the review? Setting up this process ensures you stay on top of your decisions impact and can adjust quickly if needed. Remember, reviewing and reflecting is not just a final step. It is an ongoing practice that makes your decisions smarter and more effective over time. Now, let's look at some workplace examples. Project delay. Define project falling behind, schedule affecting deadlines. Gather, review timeline, team feedback, external constraints. Evaluate, reallocate resources, adjust deadlines, hire temporary help. Choose, decide on resource reallocation and deadline adjustments. Implement, set new milestones, assign roles, communicate plan. Review, conduct periodic check-ins, compare performance versus new plan. Workplace example. Staff late for work. Define repeated lateness affecting team's productivity. Gather attendance records, staff feedback, survey insights. Evaluate flexible hours, revise policies, punctuality incentives. Choose, select a flexible start time pilot program. Implement, communicate new policy, adjust work schedules. Review, monitor attendance, gather feedback, refine policy. Workplace example. Conflict management. Define interpersonal conflicts between finance team members affecting collaboration and accuracy of financial reports. Gather, collect incident reports, conduct one-to-one interviews, and review team meeting observations. Evaluate mediation sessions, conflict resolution training, team building activities. Choose, implement conflict resolution workshops combined with regular team check-ins. Implement, schedule workshops, assign a trained mediator, and establish weekly team meetings. Review, assess team dynamics through surveys, monitor report accuracy, and adjust interventions as needed. Workplace example. Missing deadlines. Define consistent delays in procurement submissions causing project holdups and budget overruns. Gather, review procurement timelines, interview procurement staff, analyze project schedules. Evaluate, introduce deadlines tracking software, set milestone reminders, provide time management training. Choose, adopt deadline tracking software with automated alerts for procurement team. Implement, deploy software, train staff on usage, integrate alerts with project management tools. Review, monitor procurement timelines, gather user feedback, refine alert settings and processes. Workplace example. Sales not hitting target. Define sales underperformance relative to quarterly targets. Gather sales data, market feedback, competitor analysis. Evaluate, boost training, adjust pricing, launch marketing campaigns. Choose, implement targeted marketing and sales training. Implement, roll out training sessions, launch campaign, assign responsibilities. Review, measure sales performance, conduct review meetings. That we have explored the framework in detail, let's take a moment to connect it directly to your own work experience. I want you to think about a specific situation in your workplace where you believe this framework could be useful. It could be a challenge you are facing currently, a recurring issue, or an opportunity to improve a process. Take out your notebook or open a new document and jot down a brief description of that situation. Be as clear and specific as possible. Think about the context, the people involved, and the outcome you hoped to achieve. We can recap the workplace examples by using the side-by-side comparison table that shows key decisions and actions for each scenario. That means using the 6 steps framework can apply to all the similar scenarios. The same framework is able to help in making key decisions that links to actions. A tip to enhance your decision-making skills. Practice mindfulness in decision processes. Seek diverse perspectives. Embrace continuous learning. Use checklists and decision logs. How about you rank your top tip and why it's most relevant to your work? Here is a key takeaway for each of the course objectives achievement. Identify common decision-making issues. State a structured framework. Apply the framework in workplace scenarios. And develop strategies to overcome decision challenges. Wrapping up, this is what you have learned based on our course objective. Identify common decision-making issues. The next course objective achievement is stating a structured framework. The other achievement is, based on the course objective, apply the framework in workplace scenarios. Wrapping up, the course objective achievement is develop strategies to overcome decision challenges. We've come to the end of the session. Wishing you the best in continuously practicing what you have learned today. See you in the next session.